In a stunning display of endurance and conviction, a U.S. Senator is pushing through his 19th hour of uninterrupted speech, warning that America is facing its gravest threat to democracy since the Civil War. Jeff Merkley, the Democratic senator from Oregon, has taken to the Senate floor to deliver a marathon address, accusing President Donald Trump of authoritarian behavior, particularly in his deployment of military forces into Portland, Merkley's own hometown. But here's where it gets controversial. Merkley argues that Trump's actions, from sending the National Guard into Democratic-leaning cities like Portland and Chicago to targeting political opponents with legal charges, are not just overreach, but a direct assault on the Constitution. And this is the part most people miss. While Trump claims these cities are war zones, local leaders vehemently disagree, calling his actions unwarranted and politically motivated. Is this the rise of authoritarianism in America, or a necessary response to chaos? Merkley's speech began Tuesday evening around 6:20 p.m. and continued into Wednesday morning with minimal breaks, standing beside placards declaring authoritarianism is here now. And Trump is violating the law. The 68-year-old senator paused only to field questions from fellow Democrats. "We're in the most perilous moment," Merkley declared at the outset. "President Trump is shredding our Constitution." His words come just a day after a federal appeals court ruled in Trump's favor, allowing him to deploy the National Guard into Portland despite local objections. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court is set to review a similar deployment in Chicago, where federal agents are aggressively targeting undocumented immigrants, sparking widespread outrage. Merkley didn't stop at military deployments. He highlighted other instances of Trump's alleged retaliation against political enemies, including charges filed by a hand-picked U.S. attorney against New York Attorney General Letitia James and former FBI Director James Comey. Equal justice under law, that's America's vision, Merkley said. Not unequal injustice, which is what the president is pursuing by weaponizing government power against those he dislikes. He drew parallels to authoritarian regimes abroad, warning, "We used to think that could never happen here. But it's happening right now." A spokesman for Merkley confirmed the senator plans to speak as long as he can, underscoring the gravity of his message. This isn't the first time a Democratic senator has staged such a lengthy protest. In 2025, Cory Booker of New Jersey set a record with a 25-hour, 5-minute speech against Trump's policies. On Wednesday, Merkley stood at a lectern, a glass of water, and a copy of How Democracies Die by Stephen Levitsky and Daniel Ziblatt within reach, a symbolic reminder of the stakes. As the day progressed, Democratic senators took turns questioning Merkley, using the opportunity to voice their own criticisms of the administration. Cory Booker warned, "If we don't sound the alarm now, more Americans will suffer under a president acting like an authoritarian, not a democratically elected leader." Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut drew a stark comparison between Trump's partial demolition of the White House East Wing and his broader dismantling of government institutions. "This destruction is emblematic of the wrecking ball he's taking to our democracy," Blumenthal said. "It's not just about wasted money. It's about the damage to America's image and values." Oregon senior senator Ron Wyden praised Merkley's efforts, calling his points particularly relevant and important. When asked if other Democrats planned similar speeches, Wyden replied, "You take them one at a time, but what Senator Merkley is doing is crucial." The speech coincides with the 22nd day of a government shutdown, sparked by a funding standoff between Democrats and Republicans, while the Senate has held 11 unsuccessful votes on a Republican-backed bill. Democrats refuse to budge without health care funding and limits on Trump's rescission powers. But here's the question that lingers. Are Merkley's warnings justified, or is he overstating the threat? Trump's supporters argue his actions are necessary to restore law and order, while critics see them as a dangerous slide toward autocracy. What do you think? Is America's democracy truly under siege, or is this just political theater? Let us know in the comments. This debate is far from over.